It's hard to pinpoint when the illusion began to crack. Was it when I first met Julian? My heart fluttered with a kind of youthful excitement I thought only existed in movies. Or was it much earlier, a subconscious fear planted by the silent strength of my mother and the brittle stagnant of my sister? My life before Julian was a simple, quiet thing. I grew up in a small, tight night-down just outside of Edinburgh, Scotland, the kind of place where everyone knows your business and calls your mom by her first name. Elora. She was a single parent, a woman who could make a pound stretch into a meal for three. My dad left when I was child, a ghost, whose absence was a constant itching presence. Then there was my elder sister Fiona. She was my hero, a talented dancer whose grace captivated everyone. She was on the cusp of a scholarship on a prestigious London academy when a drunk driver changed her everything. The accident left her with a permanent injury, and her dance career, her dreams vanished. Her fiancé couldn't handle the new reality. When he left, Fiona treated into herself a shadow of the well-built person she once was. Watching her go through that taught me to be cautious with my heart, to never give anyone the power to break me. I focused on my studies, a language major at the University of Edinburgh, building a life I could control. Then I met Julian. That day was a blur of rain and textbook, the kind of dreary Tuesday that leaves you carrying your sofa. I was on the bus, lost in my own world, when I heard of his voice. "Hi, take me street. Here, take my seat." He was tall, dressed in a sharp blazer that looked out of place on a public bus. His smile was warm, disarming. He walked for the rest of the ride about everything and nothing. Local cafes, the unpredictable Scottish weather. When I got off at my stop, he asked for my name, number. It was a leap of faith, something in I never did, but his eyes held a sincerity that was hard to resist. Our first date felt like stepping into another world. He took me to a stunning restaurant where the air smelled of expensive wine and old money. He talked about his life, his adoptive parents, Elena and Vogue Hugo Bellos, art dealers living in Paris and Monaco, and his desire to reconnect his Scottish roots. I was fascinated. He listened to me, to asking about my family and my dreams, making me feel seen and heard in a way I hadn't before. My mom, Laura, noticed a change in my voice. "You are smiling more, Rosie," she said one evening. I knowing look at her eyes. "Is there a boy involved?" I laughed and nodded. She just signed her usual protective wall up. "Just promise me one thing, darling. Be careful with her heart. It's the most valuable thing you have." A few months later, Julian invited me to meet his parents. I was nervous but excited. They are a bit different, he says, steering his car through the winding doors towards their estate. "Grew up in France, lived all over. You will love them." Their name was a minimalist masterpiece filled with modern art and soft lighting. Eleanor greeted us at the door, an elegant woman with a cool appraising look. Her husband Hugo was quiet, his eyes sharp and observant. The dinner was polite at first, but midway through dessert, Eleanor turned to Hugo and shrieked to French. She said, her voice low, "She doesn't know why we need her, does he?" I froze my beginner French from university. Suddenly I painful clarity. I kept my face blank, pretending not to understand. Julian quickly responded in French. Non, No, she doesn't know a thing. The rest of the evening was a blur. On the drive home, Julian asked what I thought of his pattern. They are very sophisticated, I replied carefully. He chuckled. Yeah, they can be bit intimidating. Don't worry about it, but I couldn't shake the feeling that I was an inviting party's friend in a game I didn't understand. 2 weeks later, Julian suggested a weekend getaway to a cabin in the Scottish Highlands. The ride was beautiful, our rolling hills and wild moors. But at the cabin, as Julian filled my wine glass rapidly, I started to feel dizzy. I'm tired, slurred by my weekend swimming. Julian was instantly by my side, lording me onto the sofa. Distressed, he whispered, his voice calm but distant. I woke up on a cool concrete floor, but my hands and feet bound. The smell of damp wood and something metallic filled the air. My heart hammered against my rib. I heard Julian's voice from upstairs, calm and deliberate. Yeah, she's ready. Everything's in place. Panic lent me a furious strength. I saw a rusty nail in a door frame and began to say at the ropes on my wrist. One by one, the strands gave by. Why, until I was free, I untied my ankles and scrambled towards a small window near the ceiling, squeezing through it and falling to the ground outside. I ran branches ripping my face and arms. Julian's showers echoing behind me. I heard a faint light. I ran toward it, a desperate cry escaping my lips. Help, please help me. The door opened, revealing a tall, broad man in a gray hoodie. Beside him, a powerful Belgian Melanesian growled low. What's going on? He demanded. He drugged me, tied me up. He's coming. I'm stammered, tears streaming down on my face. The man didn't hesitate. He pulled me inside, slamming and locking the door. You are safe now, he said firmly. My name Alex from my search I rescue. He called the police, and when they arrived, my mom and Fiona were with them. My mom hugged me so tightly, I couldn't barely breathe. You are safe now, baby, she whispered, but I know I was not. Not until I understood why this had happened. At the police station, I recounted everything, including the French word I'd overheard. The detective inspector Debris nodded slowly. That tracks with some intelligence we have been gathering, he said. Julian Willis and his parents are under investigation for international fraud. My blood ran cool. Fraud? What does that have to be with me? They have been posing as humanitarian consultant, claiming to help wealthy families locate missing relatives. Davis explained one of their clients is a billionaire named Achimone Dobius, who lost his young daughter years ago. Your resemblance to her is uncanny. That wound's fun. So Julian, he never loved me. He targeted me. He targeted you, devastatedly bluntly. He planned to fake documents and lever you to Debis as his missing daughter. They were going to sell you. The next 3 weeks were a blur of police reports and interviews. Julian and his parents were arrested trying to leave the country. When Julian was brought into the station, he saw me. Rosie, he said softly, you don't have to hate me. I was going you a better life. His words were a final, chilling and lie that left me speechless. The night were the hardest. I'd wake up gasping, leaving the tattered off basement, but Alex, the man who saved me, would check in. He'd sit with me in silence, his dog Duke, and our feet His quiet presence a balm to my soul. He understood his own wife and daughter had died years earlier, and he had sought solitude in the highlands. Healing is not neat. He told me one night, it's messy and it's slow and that's okay. Alex encouraged me to take walks again, and I, in turn, helped him reconnect with the world he'd shut out. We even managed to find the real missing daughter of 18Ws with the help of Alex's former army contacts. It was a beautiful reunion. I remember that not everything ends in betrayal. Months later, on a warm spring evening by that lodge, Alex got down on one knee. "Rosie," he said, his voice trembling slightly, "I spent years thinking my life was over, but you came crashing into my world, terrified and brave all at once, and you woke me up." He held out a simple, beautiful ring. "Will you marry me?" Tears streamed down my face. "Yes," I whispered. We had a small wedding and my sister Fiona danced again for the first time in years, her surgery paid for by the grateful Mr. Dobius had been success. "You didn't just escape," she told me. "You pulled me out of my own basement too." A month later, I held a pregnancy test in my trembling hands. Positive. That night, standing on our porch, I looked at the stars, I looked at the stars and whispered, "We are safe now." The fear wasn't completely gone, but the love surrounding me was so much stronger. I had thought the world would always feel dangerous, but I was wrong. Sometimes life breaks you one open so something better can grow. And this is life almost lost, was finally truly mine.